Okay, I've been asked for a while to do an in-depth video of my pedal board, so I want to go ahead and do that for you guys now. I'm going to go ahead and just explain my signal chain. The center of my board is this Moen G EC8 Junior programmable switcher. It's pretty cheap. I think it's like $180 on eBay, brand new. So pretty good deal. Made in China, but that's okay. I'll just explain this in order as fast as I can, and then I'll get to a little bit of playing. My ins and outs are buffered here by this Garland Guitar Services buffer that was built for me by Patrick Garland. Real good guy out of Katy, Texas. You need to check him out if you've never heard of him before. I had him custom build me this in and out box that can leave all my cables plugged in on my pedal boards so that you don't wear out the jacks on the pedals themselves. And that in there actually has two clon buffers, basically for the input of my pedal board and the output of my pedal board. From there, it goes straight into this Moen switcher here, and from there it goes into several loops. It has 8 loops in it, and it can do channel switching as well for amps if you set it up the right way, which is pretty cool. So I'll just kind of explain. Number one, I got my tuner mute. If I hit this guy here, mutes my signal, takes a clean signal straight out to my Boss TU3 tuner. Loop 1 is my Pigtronics Philosopher's Tone. It is running off 12 volts. Then we have loop 2, which goes to my drive section. In my drive loop, I have 3 drive pedals. It goes to my love pedal, amp 50, which is just adding a teeny little bit of grit, pushing into my VHTV drive, which is running at the full 15 volts. On top, it's got a little voltage switch on the top there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's running into that. Then from there, which this is really more of a tone option type thing that I use. It's a hardwire valve distortion. Between the 3 of these, I can get pretty much any tone I want. I can go anywhere from, heavy metal, all the way, down to blues, somewhere in there, real clean. The next loop would be my my clean boost loop. Loop 3 goes into this Jet City boost overdrive. Is made by Jet City, designed by JHS Pedals. Got a real good deal on that on eBay, and just picked that up and got a great deal. Then from there it goes into loop 4, which is my tremolo loop. Tremolo's a little different than other modulation just because I need to set it up specifically for the time of the song, so I leave that in its own loop. It's just a typical Boss TR2. It doesn't get that much use, but I figure I'll use it more someday. From there it goes to loop 4, which is my loop 5, which is my modulation loop. My modulation loop basically has 3 pedals in it. Consists of an Ibanez FL9 flanger. This is my Squiddy chorus. See the eyes blinking there, made by Garland Guitar Services. Basically, any song I want, I can kind of, know if I'm going to be using flange, phase, chorus, or whatever, and I just turn that on, and I have a preset set in here that'll have that modulation loop programmed into it. I just got the switcher, so I don't have too many presets pre-made yet, but it's got 6 banks. You can scroll through, back to 1, and then 4 settings on each bank there. You got an A, B, C, and D. You can program that however you want. Since I do have a volume pedal, I have to waste an entire loop on that, but that's okay. This is the Dunlop volume pedal. I like it because it was the same size as my Ernie ball. I like that it has a steel band on the inside instead of string, and I think it might be green because it looks like a recycled car tire on top, but no, not really. But seriously, it's got a lot of good grip, and it's really nice. Going from there into loop 6, I have a swells loop. Since I play for worship at church a lot, and I'm really into ambient music, shoegaze type stuff, I really want to have a different swell sound than my typical delay lead sound. And, you know, I play everything in between, so I just really don't want to be changing my settings all the time. So that loop, which is loop 7, I think. Yeah, loop 6 is my volume pedal. Loop 7 is my swells loop. Sorry, still kind of new to this. It goes into this Love Pedal Gen 5 Echo, and then it goes into my Line 6 M5, which is basically like a multi-preset reverb pedal the way I have it set up. It's got multiple presets, but I set it for different reverb types or delay types just for swell stuff, just to really trail it out. I think I have it set on chamber right now. I'm not positive how that's going to sound, but we'll see. And then my last loop goes into the TC Electronic Nova delay and the Boss RV5 reverb on the modulate setting. Modulate setting is really the only one I use, but I might switch out the M5 and the RV5 because I really like the modulation trails and stuff for swells, and I like the way the tone control rolls off, so we'll see how that works out. Just a couple cable swaps, but I'm going to go ahead and get to playing now. Let's see if I can get that position for you guys. It's against my volume pedal, so all swells are going to have to be done with the guitar's volume knob for now. So loop 1 is just my distortion channel. I can still control volume with the volume pedal, but basically the loops that are turned on are the Philosopher's Tone compressor loop, and then I have the Amp 50 and the VHT V drive on right now to create this drive sound. And as we all know, we all need a little delay with our straight distortion sound sometimes. Dotted eighth. I think my drive's a little high. Let me turn that down. Loop 3 is usually a lead boost. It might be a little loud. I live in an apartment, gotta keep it down, people. Here's my swell channel here. I gotta turn up the reverb a little bit. Here's some ambient swell type stuff. That is not soupy enough. I gotta change it. Sorry guys, changing the reverb a little bit here. Let's see what we got. That was a Hall. This is cool. We got an octo reverb on the Line 6 M5 here. You can kind of almost get a shimmery effect. Well, that explains it. I didn't have the reverb on. That wasn't very smart of me. Let's try that again. Let's go back to the Hall setting. So, yeah, that's real cool. Got a nice little trail there. I do have Bank 2 sort of set up. I think I have Bank 2 kind of set up for typical clean stuff. Like right there, that would just be my Philosopher's Tone. And then got clean with delay. Phone fell over, sorry guys. And then this guy has not been set up for anything else. But if I want, I can kind of show you here. I hold this, number changes there, and then it becomes loop 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it turns green. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. And since I want modulation on at this time, make sure that's on. Save. And we'll let's try some flanger in with it. I can go back, change it if I want, add in some tremolo. Pretty cool. Save that. And then D, clean swells. Anyways, guys, I know I'm approaching a dangerous level of time here for YouTube. But again, I hope you guys got an idea of what my pedal board's like. I am currently using a, I don't know if you can see it, Fender Showmaster.